Oh my gosh, I almost just freaking wire in my face again. Gentlemen, welcome back again. Back on the 63. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be doing other work, but we're gonna just ignore that for now. And we gotta. I'm forced into doing stuff on this truck. Reason why is, well, winter's coming. Well, I'm in shorts now, but we already have been into like the 20s Fs, the 20 Fs. Freedom units, Fahrenheit Fs. Yeah, it's been freezing already. Luckily the truck was in the garage and it didn't get cold enough to like freeze and frost, crack the block or anything with the water that's in it. Or did I mention that? No, I didn't mention that yet. So yeah, winter's coming. Well, what does that matter to this truck? Well, if you remember when we got this truck, I just put water in it and then it blew it all out halfway home, and then I put more water in it, and well, I never drained it out and put anti-seize in it. How would that work, anti-seize in the motor? That'd be a little bit thick, wouldn't it? There's no antifreeze in the motor, so yeah, with winter coming, it's dead. That's bad news. And that's a good reminder for you guys. You guys got race cars and stuff with water in them, then now's the time to drain that out and put antifreeze in it or whatever you do for winter. Gotta drain boats out, gotta drain power washers, drain the pool, hot tub, sprinklers. Gotta drain freaking everything. Tanks, bird baths, fountains. You got water in something, you gotta drain her out or else you're gonna have a bad time. So we got a list of stuff to do on this truck anyhow since we have it in here. I got like plugs and wires and stuff. There's lots of stuff. Let's get on some stuff, I think, yeah? Oh, before we get started, maybe hit that like and subscribe right off the bat. Get it done. Then you don't have to worry about that later on and be like, oh crap, that guy had a video and it was stuff and shit. So, well, brand new plugs and wires in already. I had a problem with the mic, again, frickin' mic, and there was no sound. Maybe I'll show you guys, I don't know if you guys will be interested in it or not. I'll do a time-lapse fast forward of me doing the plugs and wires and like kind of showing like some things I did. If you guys don't want to sit around and read the screen and listen to music and not care about that stuff, well, I'll put down right here, right in this little area, what to skip forward to on the video when the sound comes back. I don't know what happened. I actually had to like brake clean some connections in the camera up here, like a bunch of them over on this side and one down over in this corner and some up on the top here. I brake cleaned them and I blew them out with air, and now, well, sound came back. So yeah, that's nice. It's almost as if like something got all over the camera on the last time I filmed a video. That's weird. I don't know what that would have been. But anyhow, yeah, we've got plug wires. They're like cut to fit. Tailor made, they're called. Tailor plug wires. They're one of the only plug wires I could find that have a 45 on the boot too, which is correct for this motor. Typically, the boots on wires that you get are either a 90 or they're straight. Well, these are like my finger don't bend, like a 45 like that. And that's what makes them, well, I can show you. That's what makes them fit all nice up in there like they're supposed to be. Pretty nice plug wire set. And then, yeah, there's like, they come with like an extra 2 feet of wire on every wire. Like the spark plug boots are on there, and then you got to cut the other end and then crimp and put that wire on it. New wires, the new plugs are like one step hotter, I think. The old ones, a little oilish, dampy, just some of them. But it's okay. I'm not worried about them. But these are AC 45 ends, I think they said on them. Yeah, 44 ends. The new ones I got are 45 new old stock. And they are R45 XLS, whatever. I don't know. I think it's like one step hotter than what was in here, which is no big deal. That'll be just fine. We're not going to be like racing this truck, I don't think. Maybe. So what I was looking at now is back here. Well, I already pulled it off, but the power wire going to the coil, this one, had like 3 freaking strands on it, and then it wasn't even a connector. It was just wrapped around underneath the nut and tightened down. This side is factory connections yet, but look at, they're loose that whole time. So I bet you that was good times too. Right now is when I realized that I didn't have sound last time, so now you're all caught up. These nuts are really rusty. I don't know if those are going to come off or not. We're going to find out right about now. 11:30 seconds. No. Is it turning or is it turning the stud? I can't see. Oh, it was coming. She's getting tighter now. Screw her back down a little bit. I'm going to put a drop of oil on there. Little looby. Yeah, that did it real nice. That real nice, like. Get that off. I cleaned up this little washer sleeve dealio thingy, whatever that was on the bottom here. Cut off the very tip, just a tip. And then we're gonna go with the ring terminal, red. Get that back on there. Freedom jets are out flying around again today. Having tight terminals on the coil, that should help her run a little better. A nice plug for the back of the carburetor here, because right now I just have this hose stuck on and then a plug stuck in the end of the hose. Oh, there we go. All right, so I got a plug. You got to be careful with these cheap rubber plugs like this. They're Chinese or cheap. They like to dry rot and then they crack open, especially like right on the edge here where they start making this tip. And then you get a vacuum leak and you're like, where the frick's that vacuum leak? And yeah, that goes on there perfectly. When I did this brake line on this truck out in the sticks, out in that parking lot and whatever, going from this master cylinder, I should have came out and did a couple of coils before I went down to the chassis that allows flex and movement between the cab that the master is mounted to and whatever fitting down there on the chassis, because the cab flexes on the chassis, so you need like a couple of coils to like allow that flex, and I didn't do that. That hopefully it'll be okay for a while now, but yeah, eventually I'll have to do a couple of coils and get a flex section in there. This little little shot of oil on there. Those are called JIT cups, GIT cups. They're popular. There's a lot of them on lathes and mills and stuff. Let's get on to draining the radiator. Oh, there was like pressure in there. Nice. All right, you gotta drain the water. And well, there ain't no drain on this because it's 1960 something. So we're just gonna have to pull the lower radiator hose off and make a mess all over the floor. Not a big deal since it's already like moist. I better get 2 buckets. Now we'll catch like 15% of it. Oh my God, all over. Nope. Almost all of it on the floor. There's like a 1/4 inch in the bucket. No hoses on the system whatsoever, so there was mice and everything everywhere. So I was using a rag up here as like a filter. So you shove a rag inside of there and then stick the hose over it. And look at all that junk it was catching. And this is like, I think I've emptied this probably like 4 times. Look, there's still all of that. There's even like orange. Is that paint or is that? I think that's orange paint even coming out. Yeah, I think I'm gonna back this truck outside and I'm gonna stick a hose in and I'm gonna run it and just flush that motor right completely out. Seems to run quite a bit better with the spark plugs and stuff. One of the things I was thinking about doing is hooking up the heater core to see if that leaks, but I think we'll wait on that. That'll be some other can of worms. We'll talk about that later. Starts right up. Reverse the load. Man, she runs good. All right, so I got the upper hose off. I'm gonna pull the housing because, yeah, like I said, I got a thermostat to stick in there, and that's what we intend to do. Thermostat in here. See how she likes that. Tore the junk right out of the gasket. Dang it. All right, I got her gasket scraped. I'm just gonna blow out bolt holes and stuff here. I don't have a gasket set for a 63 Chevy, but I got one for an 86 Ford. Let's see if there's a thermostat gasket in here. A couple of head gaskets. And whatever that is, water pump gasket, fuel pump gasket, main seal. Oh, I gotta put that in someday. We gotta put that main seal in that shop truck. I've got this gasket. It's guaranteed to fit. Just gotta cut it out. So this is gasket material. I just gotta, where's the thermostat housing? I'm gonna go over the thermostat housing and cut it out. This is why I always keep a roll of gasket in the garage, because, well, in case you need a gasket in an emergency. Yeah, freaking bugs flying around. Yeah, let's lay her down like that. I'm just gonna cut around outside, around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. I think this blade has seen better days. Oh, yeah. All right, there's our gasket already. And we mark out the holes. Then we take our punch and we punch out our holes. They're a little bit bigger than this, so I'm gonna have to do like a little bit there, a little bit there, there. Take this, stick it over this, and you find the bolts that fit. You stick them in there, get them lined up, and then you just cut out the inside with this pile of crap. Yes, I'm cutting towards myself. That way if I slip, I know I effed up. There's our gasket. Yup, just that quick and easy. Let's go do stuff. Come on. Now this manifold has a little bit of pitting around the edges here, so I'm just gonna go with a little bit of gray RVT, room temperature Vulcan. I don't know why I can never remember that. Just a little bit around the edge. Thermostat. I didn't actually check if that fit before I just laid it in there. That'll work. You drill an itty bitty tiny hole in this flange so it can flow like just a little bit of water through it, like hardly any, just basically so you can bleed the air out better. Yeah, when I say small, I mean small. It's like right there. Just a little air bleeder is all. I'm gonna start the bolts on this because they sit in this gasket tight. So I can actually like get them started on here and they will hold just like that. See, nice. Up. As we set it down on here, and you stick the bolts in the hole, and nothing else touches until everything is lined up, and then the whole thing gets pulled down and tightens up. There we go. Oh yeah, yeah. What's torque spec on that? Click, click. All right, and now finally install this hose without the rag in it as a filter. Now the song is stuck in my head. Just so that tang isn't sticking up, so every time you brush across it, you don't cut yourself wide open and end up in an emergency room. Now we're ready to add antifreeze, I think. Let me check this hose. Thought I had more. So this is pure Prestone. Says antifreeze plus coolant. Yup. Any liquid can be a coolant. Concentrate, must add water. Yeah, there's already water in there, so we're gonna put this in. There should be a half a gallon because I usually buy these. I buy these pure, and then I split them up in between 2 gallons, and then fill one up and use that one as the pure one sits on the shelf, just in case I need it for a situation like this. Is it leaking all over? No. So here comes in the deal of like. It all depends how much water the block holds after you pull that lower hose off. Does it hold a half a gallon? If so, well, then now we're at 50-50. If it holds a gallon, well, we're at 25-75 or something like that. I don't know. This is Prestone pre-diluted, who knows what. It's been around a while. My 50-50 jugs, I mark 50-50. Then I know. And after this one, I'm gonna start it up and see if I can get it to start flowing. Gotta wait for it to mix good first. And we're not charging anymore. No, I don't know why. All right, it's next day, and well, a couple of things. Well, one thing was bothering me yesterday, and I want to get in and check it out today. I kept hearing a random like click back in this corner on the driver's side every now and then the motor would kind of change how it was running, almost like a valve is hanging up. So I want to pull this valve cover off and run it just a little bit. I just want to make sure all the valves or all the lifters on this side are spinning and getting oil, just to be sure. I had that side off. If you saw back in the Get It Running video, we had that side off and we saw oil on all that side. I just want to make sure this side is getting oil on all of them. And again, I don't know like anything about these motors besides what I read a little bit on Google. Oh, I hooked up the vacuum line to the vacuum advance again. and it's going straight to the manifold. There's a port right there. I don't know. People are all over the place on where you should hook up vacuum advance on these motors. And it seems like the older motors went straight to the manifold, so they advanced timing at idle, which seems backwards to the later cars. And I guess then they went to the ported vacuum port that would be on the bottom of the carburetor carb later, and that was more for emissions. This one does not have that port on the carburetor, and there are a lot of guys saying that it just goes straight to the manifold vacuum, and actually this rear stud on the carburetor sometimes is hollow, and that is a vacuum port for the vacuum advance. But they have a port right there in the intake. I'm guessing that's where it's going. I looked for pictures. I looked. It seems like there's no definite like, yep, that's where it goes. How come there's no freaking Allen wrenches that fit that? What size is that? Oh, it's not even. I probably could have turned that out with my fingers. Got the truck. Oh, I should probably vacuum this all out. There's like stuff everywhere in the intake manifold. I'm not really worried about the valve cover gaskets here. I know they're junk. What kind of bug is that? That's weird looking. It's gonna be loud. Sorry. Is this gonna just, yep. Am I gonna have to pull the puff wires? Gasket stayed with the valve cover. It actually looks okay in condition, besides being hard as a rock. Man, it looks dry underneath that valve cover. Look at how dry it looks under there. Roll. Although there's oil all up in here. Doesn't look like a ton back here. And this is where I heard oh, look at that rocker arm is off. Oh, why does that happen? See that rocker arm right there? Off to the side of the valve. Interesting. I wonder how long that was like that. Carefully. Oh, that just like, it actually wants to sit off to the side like that. Why is that? I wonder if that push rod is bent for some goofy reason. Like a little pocket washer in the bottom of this rocker. I wonder if that's like jacked up somehow or something. And I'm just gonna start it. I wanna see, like I said, if there's oil coming out, and we'll watch that rocker and see if something happens. Sorry there's like wires in the way. I can't help it. That push rod isn't spinning. Every other one is. And no oil. The only one I'm seeing some oil out of is this one right here. The very first one. Otherwise, no oil out of the rest of them. Ain't that something? No oil. And that push rod wasn't spinning on that one that went off to the side. We might have some issues here. I'm gonna pull that other rocker valve cover. I just want to make sure that there's oil on that side yet. If there's oil on that side yet, we know stuff. All right, same as the other side. Watch for oil. I see a little bit of oil up in the front here, but I don't see much down in the bottom back here either. Hope there's not problems. It's showing like 40 pissies of oil pressure. So there's oil pressure. What do we got? We got oil out of this one. And that's it. All of them are spinning pretty good. Yep. I've got oil out of just one right in the middle on this side and oil out of the front one on that side. So there's oil getting in the galleries. Galleys? The oil galleys. It's just not coming through. Which when we went on the first video when we got this truck, there was oil coming up in almost all of them. All our stuff got plugged up. That would suck. That's like, you gotta pull the intake, get the lifters out, clean them. I wonder if I can just run some diesel through it quick. Just run it a little bit, drain it out, do an oil change. Where's the filter? I don't remember. There's gotta be a filter somewhere. Or maybe I got some, I got C10. Maybe we could try that. That seems to be one that's good for washing out bearings. I got mystery oil. And I got C10. I think we're gonna just put some stuff in, see what happens. Pretty sure this stuff isn't actually made to go in the oil when added to fuel. Yep. This is terrible for bearings, but we're not driving. We're just running it for a few short moments here to see if we can get a couple of injectors to start pumping. One more, just for safe measure. Is it safe? No, it's not safe. One more for good measure. I suppose I get this belt on water pump, just so it pumps a little bit of stuff maybe. Okay, run her a little bit and we'll see if any other ones start doing something. This rocker is definitely gonna need help back here. I don't know what's going on with that. We'll worry about that later. Why is that? Still got oil out of this one. Still nothing out of anything else on this, this one. We started picking up a little bit more oil. Like I got oil, what was it, out of this one of these middle ones, and then the very rear one, and over on that side I started picking up on a couple of them as well. So stuff is, so it must be just gummed up, plugged up in the oil galley. I gotta figure out, I gotta pull this rocker. We gotta see what in the hell going on. That a lot of smoke, because there's oil all over all the exhaust manifold. There's that little pivot ball down in there. And that seems just fine. And the socket seems just fine. So why is it going off to the side all the time? Is that stud bent? Push rod's bent. Nice. Yep, she's got a bend like right here somewhere. That explains some stuff. Okay. Okay, so I got push rod up in the lathe here because I don't have a plethora of push rods to choose from for grabbing a new one. So I'm gonna try and straighten it out. It looks like it's bent in like lots of spots here. Look at this thing wiggle. So it's bent up here, and then also seems like bent somewhere down in here or something somewhere. I don't know. I'm assuming this probably happened when I started it, when it was dry, when I first got the truck. I'm sure valve was stuck or something and this got pushed and bent and stuff. It's probably my fault. But anyhow, so I'm gonna put the dial gauge on here and we're gonna find the high spot here, right here. And I'm just gonna push that away from me. Till we get like a couple thousandths run out. Not too bad. Yeah. And then I'm gonna move the chuck up a little bit. Move it up a little bit until we find our next bend. That actually doesn't seem too bad right there. Is that on the bend? No, the next spot where the bend is like right where it was at the head. So we're gonna move it up to there. Put that on the edge of the chuck right there. And then back again, find the high side. Well, yeah, so now we got bend. Oh my gosh, that's dead on right there. Looking pretty good. A little bit of a tweak in here. So I think we'll move the chuck up to like right there. So move it up to about there. It looked like the next spot that there was kind of a bend. Yeah, see us wiggling again though. Put this on here. Or a chunk of wood. That identifies as a rubber mallet. So find the high side. That looks good right there, but there's still a wiggle out here, so there's still another bend in here. Let's spin it. Fine, like just eyeballing, you can see like where the bends are. It looks like the bend is right here. So we'll bring the chuck up just behind that bend. So like right there. Right there. And then we'll bring this up again. Oh yeah, see, she got a bend on the end there. So there's the high right there. Oh, that's really good already. There's high right there. High right there. Oh, that's like no run out. On the very tip, it just barely moves around a little bit. Alright, so now, if I pull this all the way back out and clamp on just the end here, this should run fairly true. Just ignore that little bit. That could be on the end here, like I started a little ways in. It looks pretty uniform all the way through, so I think the bend is on the end there. Let's flip it around. See if we can find where that bend is on this end. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it moves just a little bit, but that could be from anything. That's straight. Let's go throw a rack in. I'm gonna give these all just a little drop of oil. Just so they got something. Ready? Start her up. See what happens. What's going on? Well, we got good oil out of this front one yet. Spraying everywhere. This rocker is acting right now. It's push rodded and spinning though. I don't want to pull the intake on here. I just fill it up with antifreeze. And yeah, that's bad that it's not spinning. This one isn't spinning. That rear one on that side I noticed wasn't spinning. And if those lifters aren't spinning in their bores, they're going to wipe out the cam, which is bad. We don't want to be wiping out no cam, because then we'll have to do a high performance cam. Something got plugged up because it was getting oil before. I mean, I drove all the way home with it. Everything was fine until just now when I put antifreeze in it and it started clicking, making noise, and stuff happened. And just gonna keep horrible for main bearings and rod bearings and other bearings. We ain't worried about those right now. We're gonna break up whatever crud is plugging up the oil galleys right now and hopefully get them to start flowing. 25 cans of seafoam in here and run it a little bit to get it all over, and then just let it sit and see if it breaks up some stuff and sends it through. The obvious problem with doing this, well, besides washing out bearings, is it breaks loose all the other junk in the motor too, and then sends that through the oil system, which is not good. But I don't know. Now there's all kinds of seafoam in there, so I'm not going to run it as long. I'm just going to run it enough to get it like in the system, and then I'm going to shut it down. And motor's a little bit warm, so that'll help. And we'll just let it sit, and maybe it'll cook that stuff out. Next can of worms we can open up here is this rear window. Yeah, guy's got a rear window for her. Hopefully it's the right size and one and stuff, and there's bees flying around in here. Tape. It's almost as if it was like designed like that or something. Why is that in there? It is like a double track. Was there an option for a sliding window? No. It's got to be like an aftermarket deal, right? Look at that. What? Was that that can't be an option. It's thick. Like a factory. Ooh, ooh. Don't fall in. So does this just... Nope. And there's not a single marking or anything on the glass that says GM, Chevy. Nothing. This one is still good. It's a two-piece glass. There's plastic in the middle. That's a factory option. Somebody needs one. Let me know. I only got the driver's side. The other side's broke. There, that's okay. All done. It's gonna be fun, I can tell. We're gonna be having a good time with this. Try a plastic window scraper first. Oh yeah, that might do. Yeah, get in here, see what's going on. This stuff. But then there's this harder outside black stuff. This stuff that's brittle, but it's on there. Oh, and then tape. So this is what I'm gonna do for the next 4 hours. You guys just sit back and I don't know, have a beer and watch or something.
8 hours later.
All right, I think that'll have to do because that's all I'm giving her. I mean, it's clean-ish, good enough on the pinch weld all the way around for a new seal. There is some spots with some stuff yet. I'm not too worried about it. It's going to be hidden underneath the seal, and I'd rather, I mean, it's smooth, so I'd rather just like leave a little bit of remnant of that crap behind rather than scrape and scrape and scrape and break through the paint. Because if you break through the paint, well, then you got bigger issues. So I think that'll do for that. I think this is the one that has a bunch of bubble wrap. No, oh, here we go. So we've got window seal, and it comes with a chrome bead and a black bead. I don't know which one I want to go with yet. $155 and everything. That's the whole window trim, seal, the whole spiel. So let me get this open and we'll see what's going on. There's a thinner and a thicker. I think the thick goes towards the windshield, the thin goes towards the pinch weld, and then the bead or the lock goes in there all the way around. This is another one that like everyone's all over the place on. Do you put the seam on the bottom in the middle, or do you put the seam on the top in the middle? What do? With the bottom, I guess the idea is that the rain and whatever water hits the window, it runs down the window and it hits this bottom one, and they can travel around and on the inside. Or if it's on the top, less water, I guess, hits it and has a chance of getting in. I don't know. Boy, this thing isn't going to hide anything on that around the edge. I thought this was going to be bubbly and like hide more stuff. Do I clean more stuff then? Dang it. For frog snacks, do I care? I shouldn't. Look at the rest of the truck. It's not going to be perfect. Yeah, let's not care. I should say I don't think I've ever done this before. I've done door seals and stuff before. Maybe I did do a back window. Oh yeah, I think there was a Toyota Tundra that I got one time. That was a rollover. And I welded a new roof on, and I had to do a back window on it. I know you want it pushed into the corners really good. For sure. I know there's pros out there like watching, shaking their head. Like, oh my gosh. This guy don't know nothing. Yep, they're right. But can we just get a windshield in here? No. A rear window. Windshield is the front. Window is the back, I think. Do not cut this until you are ready to cut this. You got to make sure this is tucked into the corners everywhere. Once you cut this and then you go back and you're like, oh, it wasn't in this corner all the way, well, then you're going to have a gap. Gaps are bad. See, this corner could use a little yet. So we're going to push her back into that corner. There we go. One last check, make sure everything is tight. And I'm gonna cut this off just a hair longer than what we need here. Right there. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm like good 1/4 inch or more longer. And then I'm gonna push it. There. Because this will shrink over time and then it'll pull away, so you want to get as much material in there as possible. So it's right now it's actually like pushing against each other right here. And then guys talk about putting glue in here, which I'm don't know if I'm gonna do that quite yet. Like lubing up this track to help like get the window to slide in, and then you're sliding tools in here trying to get this seal pulled out around the window and stuff, and you're trying to get it in. Here we are again, just chain lube. Hopefully this will be okay. I don't know. Yeah, I never even actually looked at the window when it came in the box. Let's see what that looks like. I should have looked at this when it came in, made sure that it wasn't cracked, but, you know, didn't. So hopefully she's not cracked. And it's the right one. And all the stuff. Careful, don't drop her. Don't drop it. Why does it look like it's too small? Bubble stuff with stickies. They offer this glass in a couple different styles. There's clear and green and tinted, you name it. I went with clear because, well, the green that they're showing me looked like really green. Like really, really green. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I like that. And I figured if I went with clear, well, if I ever wanted to, well, I could just have it tinted. But if it comes green, well, then you can't go back the other way if you don't like it. I'm not seeing any cracks yet until I drop it. It's weird, I never seen bubble wrap with like sticky back stuff. Sweet. And they have like a little logo here, and it seems to go on the passenger side facing out. I'm gonna try a little bit here to clean this edge. It's only a couple of spots of stuff. Pretty nice, pretty thick window actually. This is like factory thickness, it seems like. Now what? Now here we go. Get her in that seam. Push her up to that edge. I got a feeling this is gonna be a thing. I have one nice kind of rounded tool here. Oh my gosh, that was almost it. Almost. Just get in your hole. I guess make sure you're hanging on. Okay. Get this side. Stay in there. Okay, there we go. Now she's going. No, I'm not as scared. Getting that widest edge started in the bottom of these corners is probably one of the harder things to do. I hope, I don't know. Looks like it's gonna fit. It looks like it's perfect all the way around. You just gotta get seal on all the way, and then I guess one of the hardest parts is getting that bead in to lock that window in. Back corner, this one is up. So now I just got the top to do here. And this is just it's a pick, but it's like not sharp on the end. And I'm trying to ride on the nice smooth edge. Just trying to work that seal up and around the window. Having that lube in there definitely helps a lot. I'd highly recommend that lube. Lube it up. Lube always helps. Would it be easier to go from the inside and push that seal up and out? So far, it's okay. Pull that seam up and over that lip of the window. And kind of push that window in so that seal goes over the top of the edge. Take your time. And you get to the very end and then you break the window. I've seen it happen I don't know how many times. People are trying to cut out a window and save it, and they get all the way around and there's like a little chunk of glue left and they're trying to pull on it and poof, window breaks. And I'm sure there's tools. There's probably guys with window tools that just stick something in there and just goes whoosh, right across. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a YouTube mechanic. I just wing it. All right, just for the heck of it, I'm gonna go from the inside and push out a little bit just to see if that works or is easier or is not. Or did that do it? I feel like that did stuff. There. Okay, windows in, done. Nope. I wish. Now, what do we do? What does the rest of the truck got? Kind of has chrome trim. The trim front has chrome trim. Do I do the chrome bead? This chrome that goes in this gap. Or else it comes with black bead. There's chrome down the side of the truck. There's chrome around the windshield. There's chrome around the side windows. I just feel like I think the chrome bead is going to be the way to go on the back side here. And then here, do you go with the chrome bead? Do you start it on this seam here? Or do you start this chrome bead on the bottom so then when it goes across there, it's just solid across this upper side? I think that's what you do. I think that's what I'm going to do. How the frick do you get that in there? What? That's not going to be fun at all. I need like a tool that like spreads this as this is coming in. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a pain in patukas. I gotta go find some kind of tool. So we're gonna do the looby dooby again. And I think what I'm gonna do, I got a soft, big round punch here. I'm gonna stick that in that gap to open it up. And I'm gonna try and slide this along and then push this in right behind it. So basically like holding these almost together like that. And hopefully I can just slide along and push this in behind the punch as I'm going. I don't know. And hopefully I don't right through the window. That's a very, very likely possibility here. I think getting going here is gonna be like the hardest part. Oh yeah, this is gonna be royal pain and I don't know what to do. This is gonna be a hard one. Oh, bleeding! Quit being a baby, get back to work. Okay, there's like 1 inch start. Oh my gosh, bleeding all over like a stuck pig. Nope, that's not the way to do it. This is gonna be so much fun. I can't wait. The tool that they have, this thing actually like rides through a hole. And you stick the tool in there and it gets inside of that slot. And as you pull that tool along, this gets fed in through the hole and into that slot as you're going. I don't have that tool. I'm thinking about trying to make one though. Okay. Take 25. I ground up this tool. It used to be like some kind of wrench thing with a tab all the way around, but I just ground it down till it's just that ring. That's basically what the tool is for setting these. So you got the bead, and then that would go through there. So then as you're pulling this along, spreading this seal, like you got this in here and you're pulling it along, spreading the seal, this is getting laid behind it as you're going. That's the yep, that's what a guy hopes. So here again, like, I don't know, do I that? Get her in there. Oh yeah. Well, it was, oh yeah. Yep, there it is. Frickin' A, buddy. Oh yeah. Come and watch this. Now it's gonna be all jacked up because you guys are watching. So yeah, this tool spreads that apart as it's laying in. What was I doing, this way? No, I was doing this way. Yep. Look at that. That'll do. I think you guys are on the wrong side for seeing what's going on. Oh, careful, don't get too far ahead here. I don't know how hard it is to reset this tool in there once it pops out. Where's my tool? Where's my other tool? Where's my pick? Oh my gosh. Corners. That's gonna be a trick. I think's getting this. Oh, wait, don't pop out of there. You just stay right in there. Yeah, this is gonna be a trick. I might have to manually do these corners. Yeah, the tools popped out. Why ain't coming out? Let's get this tool back. Going in here again. Oh yeah. So I'm pushing in to use that tool to spread it, and then I'm using my finger on the back side to like ride along and kind of push that bead in as we're going. It hurts. I don't lie. was getting that job done. Here's that seam. How's it going to transition? Right through like nothing. Sweet. Oh, my hand hurts. This really sucks. Maybe I'm pushing harder than I need to. Yeah, definitely was. I wonder if I can make this corner. What does do? Nope, definitely not. Honestly, it's not as hard as I thought it was gonna be. Like just getting one lip started in, and then taking the tool and just pushing the other side, the other lip in. A guy could do that all the way around. It would just take a little while. Definitely got to have some kind of lube. It just slips right in with the lube. And then snip her off. Oh, careful. Right into the winder. There. Oh my gosh. We did it. We got frickin' winder in. Oh yeah. Nice. Awesome. Well, now I gotta clean it. Oh, dang it. That job is done. Done. Did you guys hit that like and that subscribe button? No? Well, you want to find out what happens, you might want to, because editing the video, it's getting long, so I'm going to have to end it here. Sorry. Cliffhanger. You're going to have to just come back and see what happens to Mr. No Oil here. Yep. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really, really appreciate it. Come back and see part 2, or is it 3? What do you call it? Part 1 is going to get it. This is part 2, part 3, whatever the next. Come back and see the next video. See what we get done with this, because I got to do something. My whole floor is just covered with oil everywhere. There's oil coming out, but not in all the right places. I don't know. Bye. See you guys next time.